So old Little Richard video has resurfaced saying that everybody in the industry was a pervert. And what did I think about it? He ain't lying. He ain't lying. You rock and roll. Look up what that term meant. Look up the message that they put out there. When you people say well Illuminati and conspiracy theories, Little Richard was around when he saw everything. Someone say, well, how could he speak on so much? Because a lot of people were derivative of him. I can tell you that the Beatles, Rolling Stones were influenced by him as David Bowie was, as Michael Jackson, as Prince, as Boy George was, Duran Duran, the glam rock, all that. Yeah. If you're the emancipator and the originator and the creator of a lot of stuff, do you say tutti frutti, which was code words? Originally was tutti frutti good booty. Well, you fast forward from Little Richard to Diddy, and you tell me that that don't jive with, and how that don't play in. The music may have changed, the names may have changed, the stylings of the presentation, but it's always been code word, and it's always been in black and white, and it's been fundamentally the same. When you got stickers on records, you can blame Prince for that, and the hip hop and people with their the tones and the imagery. It's all nothing new under the sun. From old blues records, if you listen to old Bessie Smith records, they just didn't. They have agencies for these artists. It's because it's kind of funny. Little Richard saying that so how they all are. Well, ask yourself, it's really connected because when I see an artist like Sabrina Carpenter, espresso, now what does she do? She's she's centralized and it's done a certain way. How is it different when um how is it different from what you've seen before from these boots are made for walking? It's not a clean, healthy business. Deborah Harry, aka Blondie, once was quoted as saying she'd rather work in the adult business than the music business. What am I supposed to do with that when someone makes a statement like that? Then I think about what Little Richard said, they're all perverted in the industry. They all are. Because they all sell to sell a certain agenda. You cannot act like you don't know what's being programmed. For instance, hip hop today is geared towards prison culture. It has taken every nuance to sell that, and it has window dressed and said, we're going to take all these so called rappers and make them look like they're CEOs and boutique them in a window and sell them as this tough guy or this facade. When you go along, get along, you accept that. Chameleonaire told you that because Riding Dirty was a message song and he didn't want to stick a bass record or be associated with something, they had no use for him. When you speak truth and honesty, they don't want. So yes, Little Richard was 100%. Yeah, they all connected because they all knew what sold. Can't come around here being a elementary school teacher playing raisins and apples and songs like that and get played. That's not what's going to sell. They have sampled everything. They put everything. They have pushed an agenda across all musical genres. Let me put this in English. Country artists like the former Dixie Chicks, the Chicks, gyrated. Kirk Franklin, who does gospel music, gyrated. Blues artists gyrated. Jazz artists gyrated. Hip hop gyrates. R&B, pop gyrate. Point is, it's all associated. So you are an accessory and you are guilt by association. If you are a musical hybrid of different styles and you selling, you are promoting agenda. So yes, it's all perverted because it's all sold a certain way. It is done as such. He wasn't lying. It's all guilt by association. The thing is that do you get hip? And when you speak the truth, are you really to deal with the consequences where they no longer have any use for you? And they go find a younger model of you. Or nowadays, they lock you up. See, in Little Richard's time, they went and got a white counterpart and said, we're going to homogenize this and water it down. Or in time, we find a younger version of you. Nowadays, they just lock you up for telling the truth. If you're speaking about the money or you're speaking about what you see or they don't have no use for you, they got a way to get rid of you. Little Richard called the industry out, and it is dirty. It's not. Don't let the Sabrina Carpenter's gimmick, oh, it's still showing everything that has to be shown to sell it. How is that different from what Little Richard was saying? Make it make sense. Because all the Disney acts had to sell themselves. Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake. It's a dirty business. And the people that are running it ain't Mr. Clean or Mrs. Clean. He told the 100 truth facts. Because if you're going to really clean it up, as James Brown said before he transitioned, you got to start with the lyrical content, the subject content, to get to a spiritual content. They're not promoting that in the music industry at all. Am I going to listen to what Little Richard said, or I'm going to listen to somebody trying to tell me that, well, they all ain't like that? Well, they all in on it. Yes, you're all guilty by association. If you care about the Grammys, American Music Awards, them industry awards, you're all in the same game. If you're taking that money and you're pushing it back into said business and you're working for said companies that you know have openly discriminated against genres and openly against styles and have showed bias, yes, you are. You're guilty by association. Just admit it. You're happy to be associated with it, because if you weren't, you wouldn't want anything to do with it. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for one another. Share the video if you like. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay true, stay honest, stay woke. I'm out one time. Peace.